What if I told you the most famous cookie in America was created by accident? Or it may have been a marketing ploy. This is the history of the chocolate chip cookie. Back in the 1930s, there was a woman named Ruth Graves Wakefield. She was a home ec teacher, an excellent cook, and she and her husband, Kenneth, opened up the Toll House Inn in Whitman, Massachusetts. It never ended up actually being a toll house, but it was a very popular location because of its positioning to be a toll house. So a lot of people would come through. They had a little restaurant there, and she was just knocking it out of the park. People were like, holy damn, you're an amazing cook, best chef, kiss. So people were loving her food, but she was like, I love desserts, guys. And they were like, listen, we love them too. She had this one kind of like buttery butterscotch type of a cookie that was Grand Slam, and she had a semi-sweet chocolate from Nestle bar and was like hacking it up because like back then they were just like bricks, and started sprinkling some of that into the cookie dough. There are a lot of people out there who are going to be like, oh, it was a mistake because she thought it would melt and make a chocolate cookie. No. You're not giving Ruth the credit she deserves. She was a smart lady. She knew that wasn't what was going to happen. She was like, yeah, it's going to add a little zhuzh. People are going to love this. And guess what? They did. And they were actually crunchy. So the original name was the Toll House Crunchy Cookie. So people were like talking this up. They were like, oh my God, have you had Ruth's cookies? They're amazing. And local newspapers and radio stations caught wind of it, and they were like, Ruth, we got to talk to you about these cookies. And she was like, yeah, sure, I'll tell you all about the cookies. And because she was using a Nestle bar, Andrew Nestle was like, what? My ears are ringing. And was like, I got to talk to this lady, and we got to strike a deal because this could be gold. So they struck a deal, and she would get a lifetime supply of chocolate and $1. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, back then that must have been a lot. I went to the inflation calculator. $23 today. What the hell? But Ruth was like, yeah, sure, let's rock and roll, let's do this. So Nestle started printing the recipe on all of their packages. Enter World War II. People were baking these cookies and sending them to all of the soldiers. It was catching on like wildfire. Soon enough, you were seeing them all over. You were seeing them in bakeries and diners. Everywhere was so accessible. They had exploded. And cut to today, and it's one of the, if not, most popular cookies out there. If you want to learn more about the history of the chocolate chip cookie, you can tune into my podcast, Sprung on Food, where we talk about the history of foods and the modern relevance in the world today. You can find it on YouTube at the I Am Sprung channel, or wherever you listen to your podcast, just search for Sprung on Food.